Welcome to today's launch of the 2020 Art Studio Trail. Before I start, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we're meeting on today, the Gundungurra people, and to pay my respects to elders both past and present, and also those that are emerging. I also extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who may be present today or viewing online. Good evening and welcome to the wonderful Southern Highlands for tonight's virtual launch of the 2020 Art Studio Trail. I'd like to welcome all our friends joining us online today, artists and art lovers, community members, business owners, councillors, council staff, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome you all to this unique launch today or tonight. I have been counting down the days expressing my excitement to friends and families about this year's launch. So what is it that's so exciting about this year's launch of the Arts Trail? I think it's because art provides such an opportunity for us to free ourselves in so many instances. It allows us to let go and release our troubled minds, and even if it's only for a moment, I think we can lose ourselves in that inspirational sort of aura of art. It can take on an almost meditative level and provide us with inspiration and certainly strength. This year, to say the least, has been quite tumultuous. The year started with our region being devastated by fires, then we had our floods, and we're still reeling from the global pandemic. But on the Arts Trail, we'll see truly remarkable demonstrations of rebirth, resilience and regeneration from artists all across the Shire, including those who've been affected by fire from those villages of Balmoral, Wingello, Penrose and Bundanoon. Indeed, there are many stories of renewal and resilience to be found in the studios and behind the pieces on display right across the Arts Trail. And taking the Arts Trail, the journey along the Arts Trail, allows us to speak directly with the artists and hear directly from them of their stories and their inspirations. For myself, it's the stories or tales behind their pieces of art on display or that are for purchase that are just as important as the creative and process itself, the physical process itself. We're all too aware that there's been no shortage of inspiration this year, from drought to bushfires and international pandemic, and the impacts of isolation and separation, and also the pressure on our mental health, which is quite obvious around us. This year has provided plenty of food for thought, time for reflection, and a need for creative awakening. This year, we have studios featuring the works of painters and filmmakers, sculptors, potters, jewellers, photographers, and certainly much, much more. For many people, the next fortnight may be their first introduction into the art world, or for others like yourselves, you may be rusted-on enthusiasts. The fact is, it doesn't really matter because art really means so many different things to many different people. If we ever needed art to lift our spirits and free our minds, it's right now. If we can immerse ourselves and embrace its power, we can surely refresh our psyche, calm our minds and experience the real power and value of art. I believe that the 2020 Art Studio Trail is just the panacea we need to connect us with our own creativity, our resilience, certainly to draw strength from in these strange times. Before I finish, I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank many people and contributors who made both this launch and this year's Art Studio Trail possible. First and foremost, thank you to all the participating artists, performers, studios and gallery owners. Without your support, this just doesn't happen, there's no doubt. Thank you too to staff from Council, and in particular Erin Adams from Council's Community Development Team in coordinating the event this year. I'd like to also thank Stirk Gallery for having us for this launch of our virtual event this year, and also to all artists and groups celebrating the opening of the trail at home, in their studios or in their galleries. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I trust you enjoy the rest of the evening and also the following fortnight. I now hand over to Council's Cultural Development Officer, Erin Adams, to talk about some exciting changes to our Shire's arts and culture scene. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Whipper. Welcome everyone to our special online opening. Although we cannot all be together this year, I'm so grateful that the art trail is still going ahead safely. This year has been a tough year. Fires, floods and COVID. We have seen our community pull together. We have seen bravery, courage and resilience like never before. I'm incredibly in awe of how we have seen it all come together with doing more with less, creating, challenging ourselves and doing things just a little bit differently. I'd like to acknowledge a great group of people that have been so supportive and ensured not only has this event gone ahead, but new programs have been happening under this year's circumstances. Council for ensuring the funding and resources have been available, Southern Tablelands Arts for their constant support and guidance, and members of the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee. Harlan Hall, who's recently stepped down. Harlan has given the Arts and Culture Committee and the region a myriad of experience, and we thank you for his dedication. Peter Campbell, who has helped and continues to develop the Arts File website as it grows and supports our creatives in our region. Mark Viner, Alan Stiles and Christy Phelan, who are always there, particularly virtually this year, to support our region's cultural development. And lastly, thank you to Michael Tazinski, who has brought a great dedication and tenacity this year, turning the way that we project arts and culture to the community and further afield in a positive and professional light. I'm very proud of what we have added to the trail this year. Workshops for artists, activated social media channels, more advertising, beautiful, bright, new modern signage and support for the artists like we've never seen before. We've added mini events, developed GPS mapping to help it easier for visitors to find you in the studios and galleries. My favourite addition has to be the Meet the Artist videos. Not only did I really enjoy interviewing them, but the traction and the positive conversations that has happened has been phenomenal. Thank you to the supporters in the media, community members, and most importantly, our artists and galleries. 37 studios, 9 galleries, 21 new artists. We are greatly represented this year, and thank you. There would be no trail without you. We are very fortunate indeed to have some spectacular support in the region. Our very own Christy Phelan is a local identity that does not need an introduction. I'd be very surprised if you had not attended one of her events that she has turned to gold. Christy has been a champion for the Southern Highlands for years, living and breathing cultural development in the Highlands, heavily involved in the regional gallery and supporting arts and culture with all of her being. We are absolutely thrilled to have her open the trail, and I'm delighted to ask Christy to officially launch the 2020 Arts Trail. Welcome, Christy.
Thanks, Erin, for all your hard work being a champion for the trail, which adds so much life and vitality to our region. After the very challenging year we've had, it's the spirit of the trail and the community of artists along it that gives me hope for the future. Those who practice art and creativity are in touch with their deeper selves. And just as Winifred West believed when she founded STIR right here in the 40s, there's untold value in connecting the hand to the mind, of reflecting and centering ourselves in really troubling times. Art heals. It helps spread joy and kindness, and whether it's artists at their individual studios or fantastic hubs like STIR, The Shack, Mental, Creative Space, or the BDAS bringing people together. It's really exciting that our region is coming to realise the value of art and culture. There's more studios springing up and galleries, and soon we'll have our very own regional gallery. It's been said that we've got the greatest concentration of artists anywhere in Australia, right here in the Highlands, from national icons to those new and emerging. And it's the artists who make the Highlands a richer, a more vibrant place to live and visit. What many love about the Arts Trail is it offers a rare opportunity to experience a deeper connection with our local artists, to meet them, to find out what inspires them in their unique surroundings, often very, very beautiful ones at that. There's an authenticity to the Arts Trail you won't find anywhere else. There's joy and there's a whole lot of heart. I invite you to explore, to be curious, enjoy the diverse talent, the fascinating studios, meet the wonderful people, and be inspired along the trail through this very special part of the world. It's with much pleasure that I declare the 2020 Arts Trail open.